Love you.
What time is it?
It's
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, where am I at? Hey, is this thing on?
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's up? Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello, McAllen, Texas. So what's up? Any questions? You guys have any questions? Come up to the mic. I'm ready to chat. My name's Karen. I was Aisha, the Yellow Power Ranger. You guys know that?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the panel. So yeah, let's get some juicy questions going. Hello, you. I'm you.
Hi. Would you ever wear the braids again like you did in the movie and season 3?
You know what? I've been asked that a lot. Yeah, I mean they're back in style now, so maybe. But yeah, you know, I didn't wear them for a long time because it was like, you know, it just wasn't in style anymore. So now that it's come back, I may do that one day.
Awesome.
And it's definitely easier than my hair now. It's a lot easier to, I don't have to even comb it. I just wake up and go. So I'm really considering that since it's 100 degrees here. You guys, it's hot in McAllen. You didn't tell me this. You should have Facebooked me or tweeted me or something. Let me know.
I don't live here.
You don't live here? Where are you from? Because I've met you like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, well, just one time, but
Okay.
a small town in Killeen.
And we met in Houston, right? Or
Yeah,
was it? Okay.
last year at Space City Con.
Nice, nice. I never forget a face. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi. What's your name?
My name is Fidencio.
Fidencio.
Yes.
I like that.
Wow, you're the first English speaker to pronounce it correctly.
Well, mi mamá es mexicana, so there you go. So
Anyway,
yo hablo español poquito.
Yeah.
Don't come over here talking all fast, because you're crazy.
The question I really wanted to ask was, aside from cast relations, what was the hardest part of being part of the show?
The hardest part of being a part of the show probably was just the hours. Like, we worked literally, like, I would get to set at 5 a.m. in the morning. And then I would leave set around 5 or 6. So it was like 12, sometimes 15-hour days. And then a couple times a week, we'd be done by, let's say, 5, but we'd have to go do like 2 or 3 hours of ADR, which was like, anytime you saw us in the helmets, I mean, obviously, you know, it would be like, you know, so we had to voice over all of that stuff. Or if we were outside, we had to voice over all of that stuff. So it would be like 3 hours of just voiceover work on top of the long day. So it was just, I think it was the hours. Like, it's super hard to work that long and just, you know, you go to work, it's dark, and you leave work and it's dark. So you don't have really much time. And I remember my sister got married. I missed that. I missed Christmas. I missed Thanksgiving. I missed, you know, you miss all the holidays because you got to work. And you have 2 days off or you have 1 day off. And it was, I'm from Texas, so it didn't make any sense for me to fly all the way from LA for a day and then come all the way back. So that part sucked. Thank you. Hi. He bought me this, by the way. We're engaged. I haven't told my husband yet. I don't know how it's gonna go.
Well, this is a little reference to maybe Zio.
Okay.
Did they ever like ask you, or maybe you were thinking, did you ever want to like to at least appear in maybe a few episodes of Zio before?
They did ask me back after I left the show, but it just didn't work out because at the time I went union.
Yeah.
I went SAG, so the show was non-union. So they would have had to at least, you know, abide by the union rules. And they weren't trying to do that, so I couldn't do it.
Well, it would have been nice to see in some episodes, but
I know, right? Well, the funny thing is, when I decided to leave the show, we had talked about it, and I was supposed to do 10 episodes, which would have took me into Zio.
Yeah.
But then I showed up to work, and that was my last day.
But do you think like if you were in those 10 episodes, you would have at least had the Morphin been in the suit?
I think so, because they were supposed to write my character out. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to be so abrupt. Like, it was just like she was gone
Do you
one
remember?
day.
Do you remember how was it gonna supposed to end? Like how you?
I had no idea. I mean, they just told me we'll do 10 episodes so that you gradually go out and it all makes sense.
Yeah,
but I guess they changed their mind and it just.
But don't get me wrong, Tanya was still awesome to.
Yeah, I think so, right?
So it worked out. But
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you, thank you, Karen.
You're welcome. Hi. What's your name?
Jose?
Jose, I met you.
Yeah.
We've met.
Yes. Question is, what was it like taking the role of the Yellow Ranger, and what was it like on their first day?
It was super, I was super nervous about it. because Trini was very popular. And I knew she was popular because I got on the show and like literally we did like 20 episodes in like 2 months. Like it was a crazy schedule. We worked like 7 days a week. And then we flew to Australia to shoot the movie. And this is when you know something's popular because at the time it had just come out in Australia. So they were like a whole year behind. And they were like, Trini, Trini! So it was like anybody who wore yellow was called Trini. And they knew we were shooting the Power Ranger movie. So I was like, oh God. Like I was super nervous because our episodes started coming out while we were in Australia. And I was like, I don't know if they're gonna like me. You know, she's super popular. But thankfully, all of you guys were super supportive. And thankfully, the writers were smart. They kind of made Aisha different. You know, she was different, a little sassy, and you know, just a different character. So for me, that worked. But my first day on set, I was obviously really nervous. I remember we did that episode, and our first day we were on rollerblades. So I was kind of like, okay, don't fall, don't fall. But that episode, it was like we were in rollerblades, we had to swim, we had to bike, and I had a snake on my lap. So that was pretty crazy. They broke me in quick. Right?
Did anybody give you any advice when you first came on the show?
You know, when we first came on, the cool thing was they made, I don't know if you guys know Polly. He's Bulk.
Yeah.
You know, guys know what am I saying? Anyways, Polly, he's a very, very talented, trained, like, theater actor. Like, him and Jason are, like, actors. You know what I'm saying? So Polly was actually, our acting coach. So he kind of told us, okay, this is what happens. We're gonna give you sides each day. You're gonna get this, you know. And so kind of just told us how it was gonna go down, so that we weren't just there and like freaked out. But it was a very fast pace. You kind of just jumped in and went with it. So yeah, that was the advice I got. Just keep working.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey there.
Do you ever consider this thing working?
It's on. I know. I can hear you.
That's 1, 2, 1.
I know.
Fun. What do you think about the recent Yellow Rangers? Like, what do you think of them now?
I think they're great. I've met these girls and they're awesome women and they're amazing. And I just like the fact that they Power Rangers have been able to keep going. You know, I love the fact that here we are 20 plus years later and I'm sitting in a room talking about Power Rangers with you guys. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. But it's, That's because of you. I met someone earlier and he said he was into Power Rangers. I'm looking for him. And there he is. He got his little brother into Power Rangers. And it's because of that Power Rangers has kept going.
I got my little brother into Power Rangers.
There you go, right? And so thank you. Thank you for doing that. But I think the girls are great. I've gotten to meet them. Like we do conventions together and they're awesome.
Yeah, all the other Rangers are awesome, but the best one would be you.
Mighty Morphin or nothing, right?
Yeah.
I've got a t-shirt that says that. No, but it's funny because everyone would always say, I love the new shows, but Mighty Morphin, it's like Mighty Morphin, that's my favorite. And so one day me and this guy, like I'm all animated, I'm like, Mighty Morphin or nothing! And he was like, yeah! And so I was like, I'm gonna make that into a t-shirt. So, it's craziness. Hi!
My Morphin, the best series.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, sweetheart. She's a cute Red Ranger, right?
Yeah.
Matt, I went to Austin. You're giving him a run for his money. Him and Steve, they better watch out.
Out of every single episode that you have ever filmed, which would you call your favorite?
Oh, that's a good question. It's hard to pick one. I love the Hate Master episode because that was kind of one of the first ones that was about Aisha. And I got a grandma. And I had family, all of a sudden it started to make sense. But I love the Wild Wild West episode when I was Miss Aisha. Because I got to talk like a Texan. So I like that one. That was my favorite. You're welcome.
Hi, we only walked in when you were talking, I think, about your training, so I'm not sure if you might have answered this or not. But my question to you is, did y'all have some sort of exercise or nutrition regimen during your
during our whole
Yes.
thing. Yeah, I did. I was like, I had the chef who cooked for us every day, the caterers, they like made me special meals. But we, like, literally, when we auditioned, you had to be a dancer, a gymnast, or a martial artist. I was a dancer. And so when I did my audition, they basically just wanted to see if you could learn choreography.
Right.
Because the way that they would shoot it is you would like, it wasn't like a 10-minute fight like how you see on TV. It was like 60 seconds or 2 minutes, and it was like kick, kick, punch, duck, you know, and then they would move the camera. And that's why it looked so cool, because they were shooting it so that it all kind of moved around. So for me, as someone who isn't a martial artist, it was fantastic, because I would learn small segments and we would just go through the fight. But the stunt team, they really just kind of work with me. Like Steve, Johnny, and I worked with them just to kind of, you know, because I didn't want it to seem like a girl who was dancing that just kind of threw a kick. I wanted to be tough, you know? And I felt it was really important for the little girls that were watching the show to have a tough girl, you know? Like, we can kick some butt too with these guys. So I really tried to work hard and do that and learn flips and learn different things. And luckily, I was able to do it. Sometimes I was like, I don't know how the guys did it. I mean, the martial artists, they were amazing. Like, the guys who were martial artists, they knew what they were doing. They trained for their whole life. So it was pretty fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Absolutely.
Hi, sorry again.
Hello again.
Hello again. I wanted to ask, have you ever watched Zyu Ranger or any of the original Super Sentai versions of Power Rangers?
Good question. You know what, not really, but when I first got on the show, we'd asked, like, you know, because honestly, I don't know where it was, but I was under a rock. I didn't really know much about Power Rangers prior to getting on the show. And so I was like, well, where did it come from? Or what is this? And so we saw obviously episodes with the old cast on there. And then they showed us one episode of the Zyu Ranger or whatever. And I was like, it's completely different from our show. Like, our show's happy and that show is dark. But they showed me like one episode, and that's pretty much all I've seen. But yeah, I mean, it was very interesting how that had been around for what, it was like 20 years prior to it coming to America. Yeah, so it was crazy. But
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Hi.
Hello. I was wondering, what was your favorite set to film on?
Oh gosh.
Is that like the
For
dream
TV
part?
show or for movie? Or both?
Either or.
Either or. I always like being in Miss Applebee's classroom. Like, it just, because to me, it made us teenagers. Outside of like being, you know, just, I don't know, Miss Applebee was there and it was just like silly and we'd kind of all be there acting crazy. But on the movie, the command center in the movie was pretty fantastic. Like, they spent a lot of money. I mean, it was like, I would say like 3 of these rooms, can you imagine? And you walk in and it was like, the ceiling was like huge. I mean, it was a huge set. And I think at that moment I was like, wow, we're like on a freaking movie set. Like, it's not like our little TV show, it's for real. So yeah, the command center in the movie.
Cool.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. You're welcome. Hi.
Hi, can we take like a quick selfie?
That's you and I?
Yeah, like we just turn around and like.
They might get mad at me because they
No?
make us charge for pictures.
So it's between
You can like turn and I'll just kind of.
Okay, all right then. We gotta get everyone involved, you know?
I know. But you want the crowd involved?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can we even pull this off?
Let's go on stage.
Are you gonna tag me in this?
We gotta follow each other on Instagram.
Well, you gotta like
Okay.
follow me.
Okay.
Okay, come on guys.
Okay.
Let's push in and let's take. You know what? We should do it at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting right there.
Well, yeah, we'll make sure.
Better idea.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end because otherwise it'll be like bad.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
I just want to say thank you for coming down here and making some of our dreams come true, meeting you and whatnot. But my question to you was that we've seen Jason David Frank and Johnny Young Bosch reprise their roles as Tommy and Adam in like the future Power Rangers seasons. Do you think we can ever see Aisha back in maybe a future season?
I would love to come back. I would absolutely. They've asked me back a couple times, but they, the thing is, I'm union now, so it's like one of those things where they kind of have to go by that because I don't, I work on I've worked on other TV shows and other things, and the union's very strict. They'll kick you out, and like one of the reasons why people go union is so you can have like insurance and you can do that kind of stuff. So if they ever did it, and it made sense, absolutely. I mean, I would love to, I would love for Aisha to come back. I'd love for her to save the world or be bad or I don't care. Like, I think people want to see her again. So absolutely. But you got to write Saban and tell him that.
Thank you so much.
There's a movie, so maybe.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hello, Iron Man.
Hi.
I love the cosplayer.
Okay. Hi. I was wondering, what was your favorite mishap in any type of episode that you ever did? That you you kind of enjoyed it, but you kind of didn't.
Okay, so I don't know. You guys may have heard this story already, but I'll tell it again. What is that noise? Is it you? Is it your phone? Oh, it's all good. Well, when we did the parachute scene. So obviously, we didn't actually parachute out of a plane. I'm sorry if I break your heart. There is no Santa, and we did not parachute. Damn it! Spoiler alert! Oh, there is Santa. I'm just joking. No, we didn't jump out of a plane because obviously we couldn't be insured. Like, it's like insurance. And then the sad part was they were like, okay, they jump out of a plane. What if they die? Like, that's like what these people think about. Like, when we would go to Australia, it was 3 Rangers in one plane and 3 Rangers in another plane because they were like, what if one plane goes down? Like, this is the things that we hear them talking about, and we're like, oh my God. Like, yeah, they made us feel real good. So anyways, we couldn't jump out of the plane, but what they did do was they put us like 50 feet in the air, and we green screened or blue screened is what we were doing. So of course, everybody got to do their shot before lunch, before dinner. Like, it was like in the middle of the night, like we were working overnights. And so of course, mine was right after dinner. So they pulled me up like 50 feet in the air, like takes like 10 minutes to get you up there. You have this harness, it hurts, like it's digging into your skin. You're just like hanging like a rag doll. And so then they turn on these fans and they're like, okay, flip, 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 and then go like this, and they want to get your face, so that you're not, the stunt doubles, you can get close-ups. So I'm like, I got this. So I'm like, flip, 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 and then I'm like, and all over the camera, all over everything. And then what was bad was I'm 50 feet in the air, and I mentioned it took 10 minutes to get me up there. Well, it took about 10 minutes to get me down, so I've got to like throw up all over me and all over my hands. So yeah, I was like just hanging there. And I think Jason Frank has pictures of it. I don't believe him because he hasn't blackmailed me yet. He's a blackmailer, that Jason. So if he did have pictures, I would know because they'd be all over Instagram right now. So that was horrible. I'm very nauseous. Anyway.
Hello.
Hi.
I have three
3 questions?
Just really quick.
Okay.
Okay.
3 questions, guys.
Have you seen the movie The Purge?
No.
No.
No, I'm scared. I don't watch scary movies.
Well, it's not that scary.
It's not that scary? But it's like demonic or something crazy,
No.
right? No? The Purge, where they go and kill people overnight. Like, they get one day to kill people. That's crazy. Okay, go ahead. Like, it is. Like, can you imagine?
To be honest, would you actually do it if it was real?
No. I would lock myself. I would, like, go to Australia where it's nice and people are friendly. It's crazy. Would you do it?
To have all the hate that happens to some people, maybe. Well, actually, yes, I would.
Okay, so like, what's the concept? Are they allowed to kill bad people? Is that what it is? You kill all the bad people?
Well, no.
Or
Anyone that pisses you off.
Yeah.
that could be a lot of people. Like, who pisses me off every day? And then these people, you know who pissed us off this morning? I'm gonna tell you, and you can ask David when you come to his panel. We went and got Starbucks. Like, we're addicted to Starbucks. We get here and they're like, sorry, no food or drinks, and we're like with the full Starbucks, they would have got killed on the Purge. Trying to purge those guys. And we were like, and so we stood in the hot sun drinking our Starbucks. We couldn't take it anymore, and then we threw it away.
That sucks.
Yeah, monsters, right? You don't take a woman's Starbucks. Yeah, tell David. Ask David about Starbucks.
That's why I don't go to Starbucks.
That's right. And we were like, come on, we'll buy if it's about concessions, I'll buy water. I'll buy a Coke at some point. Like, I need my caffeine. Sorry. What was your third question?
This is my second question.
I need my Diet Coke.
Okay, what do you think about luscious hair?
What?
My luscious hair.
What do I think of it?
Come on, kid.
I think it's awesome.
Oh,
It's
come
not-
It's not as luscious as
It's not
mine, but
symmetrical,
it's
man.
pretty damn awesome.
Make me cry again.
That was your question? That was his question? Luscious, was it?
I have my shield, I can protect you.
Okay.
Okay, this is the last question. Would he ever consider doing the role of the Yellow Ranger again?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to go back. I would, honestly, when they talked about the Megaforce and all that episode, I honestly thought their thought when they kind of approached us was to bring us all back. And I thought, hell yeah, let's do it, let's figure it out. But it was one of those situations, again, where it wasn't union, and then what they were offering wasn't even close to what you offer. I mean, we had to like leave, we'd have to go all the way to New Zealand for a week, and it was kind of like, we're gonna pay for like a day or two. So it wasn't, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, we have families, we have, you know, mortgages, we've got like bills, like people don't think about that, but it was like one of those things. But I really was hoping that they would have figured it out so that we all could have come back. I think you guys deserve that. Everybody loves the Mighty Morphin cast so much. It would be awesome for them to bring everybody back. So us new guys, the guys before, everybody. So hopefully one day. You gotta tell Savon you want us back. You gotta tell them, you guys gotta write them, because the reality is for them, they want to do what the fans want. And if that's true, then if you speak your mind, maybe they'll do it. Thank you.
I'm gonna do this photo here.
Come on, Dad.
He's in it, yeah. He's in it. Hi.
Hi. Before Power Rangers, you were in a girl group.
Yes.
And how was that experience for you?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I was like a little baby cub back then. I was in a group called Crush, and we were signed to A&M Records, and it was amazing. We did the Mo Money soundtrack. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Mo Money. Yeah? Go run it. I'm like on 5 songs in that movie. So no, it was cool because for me, I think doing that group prepared me for doing, you know, Power Rangers, because I had already been working professionally and I had auditioned. I remember I got kind of bit by the acting bug because I auditioned for Sister Act 2. Didn't get the part, obviously, I wasn't in it. But I had auditioned for that, and then the minute I did that, I was like, oh my God, I want to be an actress. So when my girlfriend called me and said, there's a show, it's like a kid's show, you should go audition. And, you know, it's called Power Rangers. And I was like, okay. And she's like, you have to be a dancer, martial artist, or a gymnast, you should go. And I show up, and it's like, we were in Dallas, and there was like 10,000 people. And I'm like, oh God, because I didn't know, like, you had to show up early, and people are like in suits, and like, I mean, it's like serious martial artists. And I'm like, well, I'm not a martial artist. But something inside of me said, just stay. You know, what do you have to do? It's a Saturday, what do you have to do? And so I ended up waiting like 3 or 4 hours just to get 5 minutes. But I felt like being professionally trained, when I had my 5 minutes, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get my 5 minutes. Like, they're gonna remember me. And I did we had a little speech we had to say, and it was like something about, me and my best friend Kimberly, we're gonna go to the mall or something. I just remember it was like talking about going to the mall, and I was like all animated, and then they were like, they told us, okay, well, you gotta, you know, do a little bit of a routine. Go ahead and dance. And so I was like, well, I have music, and she goes, we don't have a radio. Go ahead and dance. And so usually that would throw someone off, and they'd be like, what? Nope. I was like, okay, cool. And so I danced, no music, I danced. And I was like, I'm gonna give her everything I can give her in this 5 minutes. And luckily for me, she was like, can you come back in a few hours? And I was like, sure can. You know, but I think like being where I rehearsed during high school, during junior high, I rehearsed every Saturday, I rehearsed after school, like having that kind of work, that ethic made me ready. So when that audition came, I was like, it's mine to lose, you know? And even being really young, I was thinking that way. So it was great. That's the answer to your question.
But it's a good explanation, though. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's gonna take her soul.
Oh,
I'm sorry. He dumped the kid.
I wanted to ask, I don't know if anybody's asked you yet, but what are your thoughts on the reboot that they're making?
I think it's great. I hope that they give you guys what you want. You know, I know they have all these big Hollywood ideas, and but I hope they keep it original. Because the reality is I wish they would attend some of these conventions. You guys know about this show way better than we'll ever know about the show. You guys are like, it was everything to you. So I want it to be everything to you again. So I hope that they do it justice.
Yeah, that's what
I really do. I really do. But I'm excited because it's like, for the fans, it's great,
For me, it feels like they're kind of bringing it back so that way kids kind of just revert back to the original.
Right.
They want to see where it begins.
I know, they could have done any season and they did, it's like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So I'm hoping that they, they keep it real.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Childhood complete here. It's
awesome.
awesome.
Thank you.
So with the reboot coming up, once the cast is set, would you be wanting to give pointers to the cast member that's going to play the Yellow Ranger to give better authenticity for the Yellow Ranger?
I don't know. I would think if they would I don't know, they're going to keep the same characters. Maybe they do. I don't know. But I don't know that they would want my advice. But I would love to, like we've all said, we would love to make a cameo because I think that would make it authentic for you guys. And maybe if we made a cameo, then that person could be a different Yellow Ranger. It wouldn't have to be Aisha. It could be, But if they asked me, I absolutely would. Absolutely. I want it to be good for you guys. I want that to be amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi there.
Hi. Wow.
I like your belt. Where do you guys get this stuff? Like, you guys find
Hot
stuff.
topic.
Hot
Topic.
I love it. I
Okay.
need one of those.
My question is, what was your favorite prop from the show?
My favorite prop. I think my favorite prop was from the TV show or from the movie? 'Cause I have something from the movie. I liked when Aisha's eyes were like the headlights. I thought that was freaking cool, right? I was like, yes, my character gets something. Because they always would give stuff to the boys. Like, the boys always had all the guns and the weapons and the Saba swords and, girls didn't get nothing. So I was very excited when her eyes was like, she got to have that x-ray vision. I wish it would have came over to the TV show. But that was my favorite.
These props, were they just another piece from your work, or did you like, oh, this is cool, I want this?
I wish I was smart enough to have taken that stuff. Like, I should I'm literally, we take our helmet off, and there would be someone right there, and they would be like, okay, I'll take that from you. Because at the time, they knew what this stuff was worth, and we didn't think anything of it. I should have stole it. I should have. And I should have stolen my communicator. If I could go back, I would steal my communicator. I would have stole my,
the morpher.
See, guys? I would have stole my morpher, I would have stole my communicator, I would have stole my boots from the movie, I would have stole that hoodie I had on, and I would have stole my costume. It would be like on a mannequin in my house. But I didn't.
Which
costume? That's spandex. Yeah.
Thank you.
What was that?
They're not called spandex.
What is it called? What is it called? Is it called something else? It is spandex. It was a TV show one. I would have stole that one. The movie one though looked so much cooler, but it was like too heavy. I wouldn't have put in the effort to steal that thing. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, it's childhood dream come true.
Oh,
Also to
thank you.
meet you.
It's my dream to meet all of you. Really, it is. Thank you.
My question is, have you seen the new Super Mega Force episodes, and what do you think about them?
I haven't seen them. I haven't. No. Even this is the thing. I tell people this all the time, and I don't mean to. I don't want to even sound like, oh, I don't watch it, because it's not even that. It's not like that. I didn't watch it when I was on it. Like, it was one of those things where, I don't know, it was weird. Like, have you ever heard yourself on, like, a recorder?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's my voice? I sound like I'm two? Like, I have a really young sounding voice. So I was always nervous about watching my own episodes, so I never watched them. And so every now and then, I'll kind of catch a glimpse of it. And, like, now that I know those guys, I'm like, oh, let me see such and such. But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, I'm sure I'll watch it because I know those guys and I kind of want to see how they do it, you know? Yeah,
Right.
one day.
Thank you for your
We
time.
keep saying we're gonna like plan, oh, of course. We keep saying we're gonna plan a movie night and have like Power Ranger episodes and like do like a barbecue.
Oh, they're doing that today.
Really?
They're doing like a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers marathon.
No, tomorrow.
Oh, that's
Oh,
tomorrow?
is it? Well, we keep saying like the cast, like me,
Oh, the movie's today,
Aaron,
but the marathon's
me, Aaron, and Nakia, and Catherine, and Jason. Like all of us keep saying one day we're gonna have a barbecue at someone's house, and we'll actually sit there and watch it, because none of us watch it. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I got all that in me.
I gotta ask, did you enjoy your suit when you actually, the first time you actually put it on, did you enjoy it or you were like, no, this ain't gonna work?
I hated it. I hated every minute of it because it was claustrophobic.
Yeah, you mean like the thing?
You know how the helmets close like
Yeah,
that?
that's
So it was like, for me, it was claustrophobic and it was hot and it was like,
You see
ugh.
nothing?
I'm a complainer. I was hot, it was heavy, it was, ugh. Yeah, I didn't like it though.
But then, did you enjoy like the fact that were you nervous actually going out and then with the suit on, the spandex and everything, the helmet? Yeah.
I didn't enjoy any of it. And then the thing was, I got braids, and the braids, they didn't know what to do with them, so they're like stuffing them in, or there's like a big hump on the back of me. Like it was so uncomfortable for me. Sorry. Like that's commitment. But when you say I'm gonna wear a suit all day, that's commitment. A helmet, it's hot on these cons. I couldn't do it. Hi.
Hi, I got a two-part question.
Yeah?
One, did you ever fight with anybody from the show?
Fight like in real life?
Yeah, like
no! I'm a lover, not a fighter. No. You know what it is? We were so, we got along really well, you know? And we worked so much that if you argued about something, that only delayed the day. Like it just didn't make any sense to do that. And then usually we were pissed off at the producers, so we all just teamed up on them. We stayed together as a team.
So the second part is, which one of those guys would you purge?
Oh my God, I would purge anyone! I couldn't. I wouldn't even purge Lord Zed or Rita. I like those people too. I couldn't. It's not in me to purge. That's crazy. I know, there's like that, what's that game, to marry, kill, or it's like some you marry one. I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, it's pretty much about Jason Frank and his pranks.
Oh, Lord.
We all know about them, and we all know what he did to David. About that.
What time? Like, he's done so much.
Well, it's the fly in the sandwich.
Oh, in a sandwich? Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Here's the question.
I was there.
If he has ever done any pranks to you, and if he hasn't, are there any ones that you would remember that he did?
You know, I was lucky. For whatever reason, Jason liked me. Not that he didn't like those other guys, but I think he thought he saw the crazy, I always say the crazy, Mexican girl. I'm half Mexican, so it's like, I think I would have kicked his ass. I was like, yeah, he never did anything to me. So I was so lucky. But I mean, literally, I think me and Jason would have been boxing. I would have got beat up, but I would have tried. Yeah, so I don't know. He may have. Hi.
Run,
Forrest.
What you think of Blake Foster?
I like Blake. What do you mean, what do I think?
Like, I know he was like the little kid. Everybody was supposed to be in high school, and he was supposed to be like this middle school kid or something.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers him. I keep asking, what do you think of him? And nobody remembers him.
Yeah, no, people remember him.
Yeah.
He's very popular. I think he's great. I didn't meet Blake until like he was an adult. And I remember meeting him, and I was like, oh, it's a ranger, but I didn't know which ranger he was. And then I saw the picture, and I was like, that was you, because I remembered the kid. But it didn't occur to me that 20 years later he'd grow up. But no, he's a great friend. He's a great friend of mine. He's a cool person. He's very cool. Yeah.
Do you know who played he was supposed to grow when he was like the actual Power Ranger?
Yeah.
So who actually played the?
Probably a stunt guy, one of the stunt guys. Like, we each had a stunt double, and I don't know who was on at that time, but it was probably like a Japanese stunt guy. Yeah.
Small Japanese guy.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I just want to say you're my favorite Yellow Ranger of all time.
Aw, thank you.
And also have a question for you. It's not really Power Ranger related.
That's okay.
Just, I want to know what advice you would give those two girls right there. They have dreams of being dancers, actresses.
Aww, where are they?
Right there.
What's their names?
I got
They're
Jenny.
shy. Look, she's
Jenny.
like, you're talking about me.
That's Jenny in the blue, Emily in the yellow.
Aw, Jenny and Emily. You know what? I would tell them that they should follow their dreams because I'm a girl who came from Odessa, Texas. I didn't know anybody in Hollywood. I didn't have, like, you know how you always think you gotta kind of know somebody? I didn't know anybody. I just knew that I wanted to dance, I wanted to sing, I wanted to act, I wanted to be a model, I wanted to do something. Like, it was like in my brain that I wanted to be on TV. Like, that was what I thought. And I practiced every day so that when I had an opportunity to be on TV, I was always like, if I ever get an audition, I'm gonna do it. You know, and that's what I always say, you gotta just be ready, you know? And you gotta follow your dreams. Like, why not? Why not? Why not you? Why not you? I mean, literally, I always say that, why not? There's always somebody who does something amazing in their life. Maybe it's not being an actress or being on TV, but maybe it's being a doctor, or maybe it's being someone who's just a big brother, you know? Like, you can change their life, so why not? That's all I got.
Thank you.
Oh, that's it. So we gotta do our selfie? You guys can. Where's my selfie guy?
I guess just to squeeze in here, and then you can hand her the phone maybe, and she can take the selfie. I can take it.
Yeah, you gonna take it? Okay. Here, I'm gonna stand down there with you guys. I'm gonna stand down here.
Oh, okay.
Come get over here. Yeah.
I'll pull up.
Yeah, everybody get their stuff.
Yeah. Pull up exactly. Wait.
I know you were top, but it was your idea.
Here we go.
Come here, sweetheart.